So, when you hear the word marketing, what pops into your head? TV ads, social media posts? Yeah, that's what most people think. But what if I told you that's just the tip of the iceberg? You're actually missing the most important part of the story.
Okay, let's bring this home right here to Sri Lanka. Think about your day. Why is dialogue? Well, dialogue. They're everywhere, right? Even when there are cheaper options. Or why do you find yourself walking into a Kiehl's, even if another supermarket down the road is a bit cheaper? And what about Pick Me? How on earth did they go from just a startup to a name everyone knows?
Well, the simple answer to all of that, it's marketing. But hold on, I'm not talking about their fancy billboards or the ads you see on YouTube. Nope, it's something way, way deeper. It's a core strategy. And honestly, it's the secret sauce. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack together today.
So here's what's on the menu. First, we'll get into what marketing really is, and it isn't just ads. Then we'll tackle the huge difference between marketing and selling. We'll even take a quick trip back in time to see how it all evolved. After that, we'll see why this is absolutely crucial for your business here in Sri Lanka. And we'll wrap up with a totally new way of looking at this whole thing.
All right, first things first. Let's peel back the layers and look past all those flashy billboards to find out what marketing truly means.
Okay, look closely at this definition. Where does it start? It doesn't start with a product. It doesn't start with an idea for a company. It starts with one thing: identifying customer needs. It's all about finding a pain point, a problem someone has, and then creating something of value to solve it. And if you do that well, you build a real long-term relationship. The profit? That's just the natural outcome of getting that relationship right. So, you can really boil it all down to these 3 simple steps. Number 1, find a need. Number 2, create value that solves that need. And number 3, build a relationship. That's it. Everything else, the ads, the logos, the Instagram posts, they're all just tools to help you nail these 3 things.
Okay, now that we've got that down, we're ready to tackle what is probably the biggest, most common mix-up in business, and that's the difference between marketing and selling. They might sound like they're the same thing, but trust me, they are worlds apart. It's like a tale of 2 completely different mindsets.
So on one hand, you've got selling. Selling is all about the product. The whole mindset is, okay, we've made this thing. Now, how do we push it out the door? How do we get people to buy it? It's all about that quick, one-time sale. But marketing, it's the polar opposite. It's all about you, the customer. It flips the script entirely. It asks, hey, what do you need? What problem are you facing? And then it says, let's build something for that, focusing on a relationship that lasts.
Let's put this into a real-world Sri Lankan context. Think about Hutch, especially when they were trying to break into the market. Their whole game plan was classic selling. It was all about heavy discounts, right? We're the cheapest. They had these one-size-fits-all packages. And you know what? It kind of worked for a bit. They grabbed some market share. But here's the catch. They really struggled to keep customers. Why? Because the only reason people were there was for the low price. There was no real loyalty.
Now, let's flip the coin and look at dialogue. They played a completely different game, a marketing game. They really dug in. They looked at their customers and saw they weren't all the same. They saw students, they saw business people, they saw families. And for each group, they built something different, a solution that actually fit their needs. Their focus wasn't just on price, it was on value, things like great network quality and good service. And the result? They're number 1, not because they're the cheapest, but because they built the strongest customer loyalty.
So if there's one quote to tattoo on your brain from all this, it's this one right here. Selling is basically shouting, here's my stuff, buy it. But marketing pulls up a chair and asks, what do you need? Let's figure this out together. One is a command, the other is a conversation.
So this customer-first idea feels pretty modern, right? But how did we actually get here? Well, businesses didn't just wake up one day and decide to care about customers. It was a journey. And honestly, the evolution of marketing is pretty fascinating.
Way back, it started with the production era. The motto was basically, if you build it, they will come. Then, things got a little more competitive in the product era, where it was all about, let's just make our version better than theirs. After that, we hit the sales era. This was the age of the hard sell, where the goal was to just push product out the door. But then, in the 70s, something huge changed. We entered the marketing era, where, for the first time, the spotlight really shifted to the customer. And that brings us to today, which we call the societal era.
And this societal era is a really big deal. What's different now is that it's not just about 2 things, the customer and the profit. There's a third piece to the puzzle, the planet, and people in general.
Today, we expect more from companies. We want them to be good citizens. They have to balance the needs of their customers, their responsibility to society, and their own growth. You see this all the time, right? When a company like Cargill's encourages you to bring your own bag to reduce plastic, that's societal marketing right there.
Okay, so let's tie this all together. Why does any of this matter for a business, big or small, right here in Sri Lanka? To put it bluntly, it's the difference between sinking or swimming. It's about survival and growth.
Just look at this number for a second. Over 1.1 million. That's how many small and medium-sized businesses are out there in Sri Lanka, all fighting for the same thing, your attention. In a sea that crowded, if you don't stand out, if no one knows what makes you special, you might as well be invisible. Marketing is your megaphone. It's how you make sure people can actually see you and hear what you have to say.
And the two paths you can take are just night and day. Without a marketing mindset, what happens? You're just guessing what people want. You end up in these draining price wars, always trying to be the cheapest. And your customers, they come and go. But with a marketing mindset, you're actually building things people are asking for. You're competing on value, not just price. And you're building a loyal base of customers who stick around.
At the end of the day, marketing isn't some extra thing you bolt on if you have to budget. It is the engine of your business. It's what lets you thrive by being different and valuable, instead of just being the cheapest person in a race that nobody really wins.
And that leads us to the final, and I think the most powerful idea we'll talk about today. It's a total shift in perspective. Marketing isn't just a department down the hall. It's the philosophy that should run through the veins of your entire business. So, if you forget everything else, remember this. Real marketing is a mindset. It means you're always asking, what does my customer need, before you ever ask, what can I sell? It's about making stuff people are actually excited about. It's about earning their trust over time. And yeah, it's about doing all that while being a good, responsible company. And that brings us right back to the beginning, doesn't it? The secret to why Dialogue, Keels, and Pick Me are at the top of their game? It's because they live and breathe this philosophy. They didn't just sell phone plans or groceries or rides. They looked deeper. They saw a need for reliable connection, for quality and freshness you can trust, for safe and easy transport. And they built their entire companies around delivering on that promise.
So, I want to leave you with one final question to chew on. Whether it's for the company you work for or one you dream of starting. Are you just pushing a product? Are you just selling? Or are you truly marketing?